What is up, guys? Apparently fall decided to finally show up, so temperature dropped about 25-30 degrees than it has been the last couple days. But we're gonna play around with the Evo for a little bit. I was hoping to have that last video be the end of it, but there's a lot of little odds and ends to kind of just finalize before this thing's done. So I started messing around with the brakes. I hate bleeding motorcycle brakes. I bled the caliper, or the master, getting a lot of pressure up top. It's just not pushing enough fluid down the lines. So we're gonna hook up the little handy vac on there and try it that way. But I need to clear out some space because we are jam-packed in here. So I think I'm gonna roll the Super Glide out and then roll the cart over. Got a ton of tools to clean up and put away. The garage is absolutely trashed again. But we'll start with the brakes and then tighten up a couple of the lower brake line connections. I made a list. Not a big list maker, but I was just thinking, I know there's a lot of oddball stuff that I need to get done on all of this, so here's our phone list. Got to adjust the primary chain, got to find a headlight, redo the fuel line, and tighten up the brake terminal connection for the brake light switch on the rear. Definitely needs fork oil and the air filter stuff that I think I have all of now. So I don't know, let's clear some space and get started on the stupid brakes. Just a quick move some stuff around, not really a cleaning, but I have the lower brake bleeder screw loosened up down here, and we have pretty much a full reservoir. Obviously the bars are pitched, so that's about as far as I'm gonna get. But now we'll come down here, hopefully you guys can see this behind the clutch cable. Bleeder screw is, it's right in your way. How about that? Here's our bleeder screw, these are all tight. Hopefully we don't run into any leaks, but I got this hand loose right now. So on motorcycles especially, they're not gonna gravity bleed like a car would if you let this. I had that cap off overnight hoping I'd get lucky, but I knew it wouldn't work. It didn't. So what we're gonna do instead is open up our high quality Chinese brake bleeder vacuum hand pump. Once that's out, we'll put a little nipple fitting off of the brake line, build some pressure, and then try and pump this with vacuum load to pull some of that through the lines. So hand tool is hooked up. This is gonna put some vacuum, and it'll maintain vacuum to the catch bottle. So we'll put some pressure on here. The bleeder's open, so we're basically pressurizing that line right now. You can watch the vacuum gauge. It is going to taper off rather quickly. And then we're going to go up top and start pumping. Let me see what I want to do here. So while we have some vacuum in there, I'll just kind of do this and hope that it should start going. If we get lucky, maybe we will, maybe we won't. Definitely doesn't seem to be building any pressure. So then we'll go back down to the bottom. I did pop this off and make sure that this was bled. I'm getting full pressure. I cannot hold brake line pressure up to here at all. So it's just gonna be a matter of messing with this. Really not a fun process at all. But pump this up, get some pressure going. It is pressurizing through the bleeder. Let me pop the bleeder all the way real quick just to make sure this didn't get gummed up from sitting. So with this out, we're not getting any pressure or vacuum. So that should be working. Thread this back in a little bit. We're holding about 15, 20 inches of vacuum. I'm not getting anything out of this though, unfortunately. I don't know if this master cylinder is any good, but I'm not seeing any leaks underneath yet. Like I said, I know it pressurizes. I'm not getting anything out of this master right now. It's doing me no good. at all. Okay, I think I'm gonna pop the line off at the caliper and see if we can get anything to gravity bleed through the brake line. Down on the bottom side. Let's pop this line off. See what the dealio is. Well, actually, we are starting to get some fluid down here, which is good. We're getting fluid down. Means we gotta be getting closer, even though it sure doesn't seem like it. If I pump this, it is squirting some fluid, so we're getting close. Okay, well, let's re-snug that back up. We got a nice drip coming through here. Blustery fall day now. I didn't expect to have fluid down here at the bottom of the line, so that's kind of winning, I guess. Sure didn't feel that way. So we'll re-snug up the line now and try and pull some of the air out that we just put in the system. Holding constant pressure here, which I don't like. We're not bleeding off any vacuum at all. Why? Am I not out far enough on the bleeder? All right, I'm gonna keep pumping until my hands fall off. We'll be back. I just popped off the top again because I'm not getting any pressure out of the top. I think this master is actually shot. I pulled this off and did a thumb bleed on it. I'm pressurizing, but it is sucking air up, which means there's a seal or something busted in the back. So we'll probably just look at a new master instead of trying to fix it. Maybe I'll take it apart. I don't know. We'll see. I think I actually have an extra master for that somewhere at the shop. I just got to dig it out. So we're done on the front brakes for now because that's not working. The back brake is bled. That one's working just fine. So I'm going to throw these parts back in, just 2 set screws and a fancy gasket up top. And then that will get us close enough to worry about this for another day. kind of a pain in the ass. That's really what I was hoping to finalize today, but never seems to work out that way. Then in terms of headlights, I got some digging around to do in some boxes and things. Had to close the garage door because now it's raining. It's sunny out, but it's raining and windy and blowing in here, so whatever. Way to go, Mother Nature, being inconsistent. Now on to the back. I have no idea where I put it, but somewhere in this garage I have a box of iron head stuff from the XLCH. Somewhere, boat stuff, car stuff. Spotted. Organized chaos, right? It's okay if the garage is trashed, if I can still find what I need. It's when I can't find what I need that I get upset. So I got a battery cover and a brand new headlight. Let's see what's what here. If the old one works, we'll put the burnt one on here. I think it should. Throw you guys on the front of the bike. Oh, maybe not. Oh, we got one hooked up. One lead. So in theory, all right. Got a headlight. Now I just need the outer ring. Jam this guy back in here. That'll be good enough for him. Goes with the crusty theme of the bike. Don't want to be putting nice parts on a crappy old bike, right? Let's see if that still works after beating on it. Okay. We need a trim ring. That one I have. I just gotta steal it. Robbing Peter to pay Paul. Found an extra headlight housing sitting over there. So we'll drop the headlight on now. And then, man, this is not gonna be fun to get to in here. He can straighten it on his own. We'll just jam this back in. Set our nut in. Through bolt. Get it started to catch. I don't even know if I have this set up the right way, actually. This might be going in backwards. Whatever. It's a headlight. It's drivable and legal now. Snugged up and on. Still lights up. There's that. Now we got headlights. We got brake lights. Let's check that one real quick. Still got to trim the zip tie connectors. We got a tail light. Working brake light. That's progress. I gotta find the air cleaner. That might be in the Volvo. We'll be right back again. Man, look at this weather. Now we're back to sunshine after a little bit of rain. And the Super Glide got rained on again. Oh well, found the air cleaner. This was brand new. Not so much anymore. All right, onto the air cleaner. We got crap everywhere. Let's see. I can roll this back a little bit. That's enough room. Don't need much. Okay, we got one bolt already in the carb. Man, way too much sunlight. Whoa, guitars and chairs and all this crap. I don't like doing stuff here anymore unless it's on the lift. Oh well. So we got two bolts here. I don't remember which way these lined up. 1, 2, 3. Nope, the vent's over here. So this will go here and here. Try and see if we can get these started by hand. Here's your vent hole. Make sure that one lines up. And then we got one on the lower. Like that. Snug these down. Go. Half the air cleaner. Did I bring the screen component? Is the real question. I'm guessing I probably didn't. No, I did not. Well, that sucks. So I have the inner and outer, but there's a mesh screen that goes on here, and I don't think I brought that one with me. Unless this one will fit, I have an extra from a different bike. Oh, how is that for luck? This came on the old carb for the XLCH. And of course, you're going to be a smaller size, aren't you? Yes, it is. So we'll get a couple of these started, and then I'll grab a different socket. This is actually a much better filter system than what he had. It's an actual solid piece as opposed to the other one that was literally just wire mesh screen. So there we have it. Now, if we come over here, air filter's back on. Man, it's the powder coating shop, all the sandblasting dust. Exactly what you want. So we got bleed front brakes. Can't do that anymore, so I'm gonna take that one off. Headlight, done. Air filter, done. Down to seat bolt, fork oil, brake light wiring, done. And we got fuel line, fuel filter, primary adjustment. Let's stay up top. Let's keep doing this. I'll put the pin in. I had a bolt in here. It rattled loose on the first test drive and drove back just floating like that, but not ideal. Let's grab the pin, drop this thing in. I'll steal one from an extra clutch lever that I have. On the clutch, I had a bolt in there. You don't really want a bolt. This should be a through bolt, so basically it's a machine bolt with a ring land for a snap ring, like so. But clutch is all adjusted, everything's good on there, so as long as this drops through like that, there's your pivot, and then you should use some snap ring pliers, but these ones are pretty small. They're not hard to kind of sneak in on your own by hand, like so. And this cable has a little bit more slop in it than I'd like, so we gotta look into that. I don't know how much more adjustment I have. I don't think there's much at all down here, so he might be about due for a clutch cable as well. There's not really much more adjustment down here. So there's that. But she works well, feels good. So I'm gonna call that good. One more off the list. So we got clutch lever. Now we're down to fueling stuff, which is kind of a pain in the ass within the garage. Fork oil. Yeah, maybe. Let me see if I can jack this thing up in a way that's not gonna fall over since it's not on the lift anymore. Man, the sun is so bright. I got this sketchily jacked up right now. Good enough, at least, to mess around with the front end. So, I don't know how much fluid is in here. We're just gonna fill it up. For this, you're gonna need a big old wrench. Hopefully this bike doesn't fall over. Not very confident. I do enough of these, so I bought a big 1 3/8. Come on. These are a little rounded. Support the bike while you're doing this, especially as sketchily as I am. Come on. Way easier to do with, you know what? I'm actually gonna pull the headlight visor instead of telling you to do it. It gets real close on this little ear here. And I think I already have the right size on here. Nope, I lied. Go up one. Hopefully that didn't just pull the electrical right out, which I think it did. But now I got all the space in the world for this. So we'll put our wrench on. Don't fall. Come on, bike, don't fall. There we go. So this one's free. I do have this jacked up where the front wheel is spinning. Hopefully that shows up. So I shouldn't have to worry about that falling off. Whew. I don't know why that one was on there so tight. Come on now. There we go. Just a little caught on the seal. Now, these are free. Might actually grab a socket. I think there's enough clearance. We'll see. I'm going to loosen these caps up all the way. I'm not going to make you guys watch that, but we'll get these free and then throw some oil in here. Well, I don't think this front end is set up completely proper. The front wheel is completely off the ground, so the suspension is unloaded. We got a lot of pressure up here on the spring. I'm going to fill it and send it, and if it doesn't work, I think what happened is somebody put too long of springs in here. There's no spacers or anything, but we're gonna, it is pretty dry on the inside of this. So let me add some oil in here. We're just gonna run some 20 weight. But I'm not gonna go crazy and load this thing up. So we'll do, I don't know, a couple ounces here. I'm gonna do one side at a time just because that shot out of here way quicker than it's supposed to. Shouldn't have to fight this that hard. Unless they're different on these newer front ends. But now I'm stuck trying to wrestle this thing back in. I don't know if I'm strong enough. Come on. This is not correct to me, though. But that would 100% explain why this felt so stiff. Now here's the problem. I want this bike out of here. And I'm opening Pandora's box when I go through and try and fix other stuff. So I'm gonna keep wrestling around with this. We'll be back when I get it back on. A little bit more wrestling around here. We got this one a couple threads in. So quickly, we're gonna start snugging this up. Let me know in the comments. I'm not used to these, what are these, 39 mil, I think. This is way newer of a front end. It's way bigger than a 35, so I'm assuming it's gotta be something bigger. How are those set up factory? If you know, please update me. I don't do a lot of Evos, but it seems weird that there's so much spring tension built right onto the cap here. Maybe it's normal for a later model and that's kind of what they switched to, but I know on the 35s, and I'm also always doing chopper stuff where we put longer front ends on and stuff. And then I'll run the stock springs and have to make a spacer or whatever else it may be. I don't know how that works on these. So like I said, I'm not opposed to learning. If I'm doing this completely wrong and this is a death trap, more so than it already is, let me know and I will address it. I like learning from you guys. Hopefully there's something to be gained by watching any of these. If you do, and if not, and I'm an idiot, click next, because there's a lot of people smarter than me out there. All right, so we got that one in now. Now I know that this one's preloaded, so we're gonna kind of be a little more careful. And we're gonna keep going, because I'm an idiot, and I already poured some oil on the other side. So move over to this side. I'll be back when this thing gets apart. So I'm putting a rag on here. Hopefully that'll absorb some of the cap shooting out when it gets too far. Also helps with all the brake fluid and fork oil that's now on my hands. Brake lines and crap are in my way over here. So that's gonna be really fun trying to get this started. Don't know how I feel about this now. Oh, I'm scared it's gonna shoot me in the face. Okay, well, safety third. Just like that. doesn't seem proper to me, so let me know. I'm not gonna overload this at all. What are we gonna do, about 4 ounces or so? Helps if you can get some actually in the tube. WrestleMania Part 2. This one's really convenient too. Come on. Come on, stupid brake line. Stupid throttle cable. All right, what can I do here? What can I get out of my way easily? Nothing. Great. Just be stronger. Come on. Oh. Oh, this is a blast. Great television. Come on. Come on. Whew. 3 threads is safe. Oh. All right, well, we did it. Now I just snug this up. We'll be back when I'm done. Well, that was a pain in the ass, but these are all tightened down now, fully torqued with a wrench. So for that, I'll usually shift the forks to the other side of the lock and then give a final tension on there. Now, before I forget, I'm gonna throw this headlight back in because we just took that one out and then pretty much guaranteed to lose bolts if I don't do that right this second. So we'll grab our 2 3/8. I think we did the little stainless doodads in here. So we'll drop these in. Not worried about the headlight wire. We can do that in a minute. Started a couple threads and bring this guy in. There we have it. Now, let's see if I pulled out the ground on the inside of the headlight that I just switched back in. Whew, in luck. Forks have fluid now, so we can check that one off the list. The last little bit I'm gonna work on right now until I can get another front master cylinder or take that one apart and clean it. I might try cleaning it first. But primary chain adjustment. So I slapped all this back together. I did not readjust it from the other day. I'm gonna close that garage because I can't see anything. Hopefully any of this shows up on camera. And we'll do the primary chain. Last little bit. I'm gonna do that while it's on the lift because it's a lot more accessible. So we're gonna pop this plug out and then basically check where it's at. And then maybe I can go over the adjustment that's on the bottom. If not, that's gonna have to wait for the next time I'm working on this when it's up on the lift because it's real hard to see in here, especially when I got the scissor jack right down here under the primary. But there's a nut and a bolt. Maybe this will show up right there. Back this off. This goes up and down to adjust. This is threaded. So back off the nut, bring it up, bring it down, and then use your little jam nut to lock it in place. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so I just used a big old screwdriver here. Let's see where we're at here. I honestly don't think I checked this the other day. So we got a little bit of slop in here, not a crazy amount. It's about an inch of play. We'll just snug that up a tiny bit more. I'm not gonna go too crazy here, but bring it up a little bit. So let me grab a wrench and then come down to the bottom. And this is about where you guys get maxed out. So take my word for it while I walk you through. We're gonna loosen up the outer jam nut and then bring this up a little bit. So I got my hand just kind of holding the bolt right now. I'll bring the bolt up. And then in the inspection hole, got the primary chain here. So here's the bottom of the chain. That's the max flex. Some people, there's the amount of times that I've seen these brought in where they're crazy tight. You don't need them that tight. And we'll come down here. Right now we got about ½ an inch of play. That I'm happy with. So then I'll go back to the jam nut, snug that up. That should be good. Throw our cap back in. Then we'll work this around with our screwdriver, and then we can get it off the sketchy scissor lift that's not really holding this bike that well. Grab our closest hammer. Right there. There we have it. Do I want to do the fuel line stuff? Let me get it back on the ground and see if this thing will actually fire up again. It's ice cold. Ice cold right now. So, fuel's on. Gas is going into the car. Let's see what happens with the filter. Leave that on. Take this thing off the scissor jack. Hopefully it doesn't fall over. Got to be pretty close to that right now. Okay. I'll drop her down on the old kickstand. All right, let's prime this thing up. Pull the choke up. Come on. I'm gonna have to adjust that choke cable a little bit. 3, 4 squirts? I don't know what she's gonna want. Neutral still. Hopefully. Look at that, checking things and being safe. Squirts was a little much on the gas, but she fires up real nice. Idle's good. Valve train's definitely quieter than it was yesterday. Just run on choke for a minute. That high pitch, I don't know if you can hear that high pitch clatter, but it is that brake pad again. We come up front. One of the reasons I wanted to get the brake fixed. The brake pad just clattering around in there. Super annoying. Makes the bike sound like it's broken. See how long this takes to go no choke. About a quarter choke now. Choke off. No idea what the idle speed's set at. Kind of want to bump it a little bit just since this is a fresh motor. Sounds really good and healthy right there though. But on a brand new motor, I don't like idling them super low. Leave it up a little higher. That was a full turn on the screw, so it'll come down. Seems healthy enough to stay there and maintain it too, but that should be about it. It's too wet. I don't feel like getting wet driving around. I know the sun's out, but we got water. So this thing will stay in here tonight. Gotta roll the Super Glide back in, and then hopefully this thing will get out of here in the next day or two. Thanks for watching. We will catch you on the next one. Man, look at that. We'll see you tomorrow.